not we really actually need a skincare routine. Because as I've gotten more and more into my skincare and realize exactly what it means to me, some people are just like, yeah, I might wash my face here and there, I'm good. Or some folks are like, hey, I don't have any issues, so I don't really have a skincare routine. And then there's definitely those who are, I have a skincare routine, but I'm not consistent about it. So the question is, do we actually really need a skincare routine, or is it just another marketing hype so we can get our coins taken away from us as we go down this world of trying to find the right products? Of course, the right products is going to have a price and dollar sign next to it. So let me know if you're joining us at this time. Let me know if you believe we actually need a skincare routine. Okay, now I'm going to talk about myself and my skincare evolution, as it will be. As you can see, I'm black. And growing up, when I was younger, I had bad breakouts as a teenager. And for me, the worst part about those breakouts, unfortunately for people of color, is the dark spots or the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation that is left on the skin after there's any irritation from pimples mostly. So throughout my teenage years, I hated my skin. Unfortunately, back then, I'm 44 this year. I didn't even know what a good skincare routine was. I certainly didn't know what I should be using to minimize the breakouts and, more importantly, to help with clearing my skin up. And I didn't know this for years. I just feel bad about this part of life, that I missed out on that confidence that my skin could have given me so much more when I was younger, because not knowing about a skincare routine, not knowing about the right ingredients to use on my skin to help my skin was just painful. Let me know if that's been your case. Especially them black spots. I do remember sitting in the sixth grade, and this guy that I had such a crush on sitting next to me, and I drew a picture of him and he did one of mine. Now we're in the sixth grade, and his picture had a circle and a bunch of dots on the face. Guys, I could have died. And unfortunately, that was the way it is. Whatever products claim to clear up your skin, whether it worked or whether it just literally damaged your skin. I'm talking to you, St. Ives, with those scrubs. I used it because you always have that hope that whatever you're using will make things better. So as time moved on, obviously, thank God I grew out of the teenage acne hormonal stage, but then it still left the dark spots, right? Because unfortunately, those dark spots that come on your skin, especially for people of color, take years sometimes to go away if you're not using the right skincare routine. And so my first realization that I probably needed a skincare routine was the fact that I kept up with this horrible cycle of breakout, dark spots, dryness, breakout, dry. And if I had known what I knew now, that a skincare routine, a good one, would have probably prevented me years of heartache, years of not overspending on products that absolutely would not work, years of me not finding the newest trending skincare ingredient that really was not meant for my skin and or for my issues that I was dealing with. So if you're in the comments and if you're watching this and you know what I'm talking about, where you're like, hey, if I had a good skincare routine when younger, I probably would have avoided some of the heartaches of some of the things that come with not having a good skincare routine. Now, the other thing about a skincare routine, let's say, for example, you're not a person of color and you're like, hey, I really had pretty good skin growing up. I didn't really have breakouts. I was good. And so, you know what? Bless you. Bless you, because not everyone is in that situation. But as you're getting older, you're like, ooh, some things are not adding up here. And, the wrinkles are coming, the fine lines are coming, the laugh lines are coming. Do you think maybe a good skincare routine might impact those things? Now, I'm not saying that as we get older, we're not supposed to expect some type of aging. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. Aging is part of the livelihood of life. Aging is what it is. But I say this to people all the time. I'm 44 in April. I want to look 44, 34 to 44. I certainly do not want to look 74. Okay. And for some folks, I think a great skincare routine can get you there where you're looking your age and you're feeling fabulous. You're looking, you feel confident and your skin is doing what it has to do. So the question is, do we really need a skincare routine for those things? Do you need one to help with certain things that happen? I talked about the dark spots. There's also the aging, right? If you might be looking for anti-aging, what about just the skin texture? Now, I have amazingly dry skin. Like, I don't even understand why my skin is so dry. Like, I don't. But until I started a good skincare routine, I would wake up in the middle of the night, like right around here by the nose and up here, and just want to, like, felt like it was, I can peel it off because it was so dry. And not having a good skincare routine exacerbated the dryness in my skin. If you don't have a great skincare routine, it can exacerbate the issue, the skin type issue. Maybe if you're oily, not having a good one can make things worse. If you have combo skin, that could be worse. If you have dry skin, not having a good skincare routine can absolutely make those things worse. So I would say, as you are thinking about this, especially if you're a person who have not been sold on necessarily needing a skincare routine because you're like, that's a trend, it's a TikTok thing, IG thing, people just want you to spend money. Just think about the benefits of a good skincare routine. We're not even talking about what that skincare routine is supposed to look like. I'm just talking about whether you acknowledge and confirm to yourself, like, hi, if I have a good skincare routine, then I probably can, some of these things that I'm dealing with probably will not be an issue anymore. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense, because I do speak to a lot of women who, when I'm trying to preach to them about skincare routine, who for come in very transparent and say, I'm good. I'm good. I don't really need that. And I always have to ask them, well, is your skin at the 10 out of 10 that you need it to be? And more times than not, folks will say, well, I have this, I have that, but I'm not really using anything for it because I don't feel there's anything for it there, or I don't really think I need to be getting involved in getting other stuff for it. So that's a couple of things to be thinking about. Do you think a skincare routine, if you have a good one, if someone is able to convince you about a good one, that you would use it and it will help with the issues that you're facing? Now, I would also say that a few years ago, I got diagnosed with a rare blood cancer, which wrecked my skin on top of it already being wrecked, right? So imagine everything I was dealing with as a teenager, growing into young adulthood kind of thing, and in early womanhood, hormones and all those things, and then getting this blood cancer diagnosis that actually made things 10 times worse. And I'll tell you this, like, being transparent as hell, when I started going through even more issues with my face, I went to a dermatologist because I was like, I am unable to fix this issue. I am unable to do this on my own. And no amount of YouTube University was helping. No amount of talking to other people was helping. So I did what they say, go to a dermatologist. And I'll be so frank with you. That was a waste of my time and money. It was absolutely a time and money. And let me explain. I do have insurance, right? So it's not a matter of, not being able to afford the visit, but it was a waste of the time and money because the dermatologist did not sit down with me and explain to me the skincare routines that I would need to assist me with the issues I was having. Now, of course, I could have gone to many other dermatologists and gotten, better advice. But how many people out there have the time or the money or resources to be looking and shopping around for dermatologists, in that manner? I just didn't, I was just like, I cannot do this anymore. And that's when I got heavily into figuring this out on myself, figuring it out by researching. What is it that a good skincare routine will do for me that it hasn't done in the past because I did not have one? And so for me personally, once I understood what my face needed, what my skin actually needed, then the other parts was easier, right? When I understood what I was suffering from, what I needed fixing, what were my problems, what were the concerns, then finding the right products was much easier. And so for me, it is the reason why I say we do need a good skincare routine. And I'm talking about having a good skincare routine from when we were teenagers, right? I have two kids, a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, and I am very much into talking to them about their skin and explaining to them what is happening, what is going on, and why a great skincare routine is absolutely necessary for them to start. That consistency, that ability for them to be tuned in to the things happening is exactly what they need at that age versus us waiting until problems happen. Remember what they said, prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. And if we are tuned in to things about our skincare, we can prevent those things later down so that we don't have to then figure out even more products that we would need. Now, on this channel, as I said, this is all about budget luxe. And I'm telling you, skincare could be luxe and budget friendly. So I do not believe that a skincare routine absolutely needs to cost a lot of money. In fact, bringing my face back from the depths of hell did not cost me a lot of money at all. And so I will always recommend products that are budget friendly. Now, is there to say that the most expensive products are going to be better? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because as I've done so much research on these things, some of these expensive products honestly have the same ingredients than your budget, drugstore friendly drugstore products, sometimes the same exact ingredients. Obviously, formulation is up there. We don't know how they're formulating it, but if you're going to be paying for things that have the same ingredients, why are we paying 30, 40, 50% more for something that may do exactly the same job that we're wanting to do? My goal in life is to save my coins. I do not spend money on things that excessive money on things that I know if I do some research, I can get it at a cheaper price. Okay? That's just how I'm seeing things. So please, when I say that you do need a skincare routine, it does not mean that it needs to be overly expensive. Additionally, it does not mean that your skincare routine needs to be this lengthy 20-step thing. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody. Nobody. You got lives, you got kids, you got hubbies, you got jobs, you got life, you're lifing. Nobody. But if that's your thing, it's your thing. Like on the weekends, I got me a little 10-step process because that's what I love. But during the week, you can do a great skincare routine with 3 steps in the morning. 3 steps: a cleanser, a moisturizer, a sunscreen. You got dry skin like me? A moisturizer and a sunscreen. There goes 2 steps. You don't even like doing it like that? A moisturizer with a sunscreen, 1 step. Okay, it does not have to be convoluted. It does not have to be lengthy. And so I think that the more that we educate people that skincare routines can be easy, fun, inexpensive, then that whole prevention thing starts looking real attractive because now you are doing things for your skin earlier before you have to do it later in life. Okay, so I'm going to leave with this. The question as we started at the top of this live: is a skincare routine really necessary? I vote yes. What's your vote? Let me know in the comments.